Hello friends, welcome to my channel once again. That's Only Bio. Today I'm going to present few challenging MCQs that either I have framed or I have picked up from different competitive exams. These are the MCQs that are slightly tricky and might need a good kind of a discussion which should help you to have a better insight of the same topic. So let's begin. And yes, this should help you every day. Maybe a practice of 5 to 10 minutes with me should help you for appearing for the different competitive exams. So let's begin with this. The first question comes from the chapter Evolution, and the question is: the sequence of events in geographic speciation is most likely to be dash. A. Genetic divergence that results into geographic barrier, which in turn results into reproductive isolation. Option B. Geographic barrier resulting into genetic divergence, which in turn results into reproductive isolation. The option C is reproductive isolation resulting into genetic divergence, which in turn results into geographic barrier. And the option D is geographic barrier resulting into reproductive isolation, which in turn results into genetic divergence. Let me remind you that geographic speciation is nothing but speciation due to geographical reasons. Now, what is meant by speciation? That is nothing but formation of new species, for which the prerequisite is the geographical barrier. So the right answer for this question is B. That is geographic barrier resulting into genetic divergence, which in turn results into reproductive isolation, and that should result into geographic speciation. The flow goes like this. You can look on the screen here. Please remember that genetic divergence is a process in which two or more populations of an ancestral species or any particular species, it accumulates some genetic changes that might have happened because of mutations over the time, and after these they become reproductively isolated for some period, and once they get reproductively isolated, the gene pool is kind of blocked. That is, there is no gene flow. Okay, and this in turn result to formation of separate species. Please remember, on a molecular genetics level, genetic divergence is due to changes in a small number of genes in a species, but that results into speciation. Coming to the next question, taken from the chapter Genetic Engineering and Genomics. The question goes: gene therapy for deleterious mutations in the blood cells is becoming possible by introducing normal genes into the blood cell precursors in the laboratory and re-injecting these cells into the patient. Which of the following would not be associated with this kind of gene therapy research? And the options are: A. attempting to place the normal gene in a vector which will help the gene integrate into chromosome. Option B. utilizing a suitably modified HIV virus. Option C. utilizing virus vectors which have had some of their own genes removed. And option D. preventing the transmission of the mutation to the next generation. Please remember, deleterious का मतलब होता है harmful, that is harmful, doing some damage to the body. And remember, gene therapy, which can also be called as the human gene transfer, it focuses on the therapeutic use of nucleic acids as a drug to treat the disease. The first attempt at modifying human DNA was performed in 1980 by Martin Cullen, but the first successful nuclear gene transfer in humans was approved by the National Institutes of Health in 1989. The first therapeutic use of gene transfer, as well as the first direct insertion of human DNA into the nuclear genome, was done by French Anderson in a trial starting in September 1990. Gene therapy was conceptualized, मतलब उसका जो concept था, it came in 1972, but the first attempt Okay, the first attempt as such on organ transplantation was performed only in 1980. And after extensive research on the animals, gene tagging trial on the human beings has been started. Okay, and the first gene trial as such was done on 14 September 1990 on a child called as Ashley De Silva, who was treated for SCID, that stands for Severe Combined Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Okay, and the correct answer to this has to be D. See, we can't prevent the transmission of the mutations, because mutations, once they happen, they ought to be transmitted to the next generation. Here, please look on the screen for you to get an idea about the gene therapy. You can see that here there is a viral DNA. Here it's a new gene. Okay, I shall use up the laser for you to understand it. Please look on the screen. This is the vector which has been modified. Look on this side. This is the viral DNA. This is the new gene fragment that has been inserted and ligated here along with the viral DNA on both the sides, which in turn is being inducted in the vector. This vector is now going to hit the cell. It's going to enter via the cell membrane. So the vector is packaged in a vesicle, that's a small bag-like structure. This vesicle breaks down, releasing the vector. Once the vector is released, the cell makes the protein using the new gene. Also, we have another look on the screen, please. We have another one for you to understand it better. Here it is. The principle of gene therapy. This is the therapeutic transgene, something which is being used as a therapy. This is the target cell and the nucleus. You can see that this particular transgene, trans is something which has undergone a transformation, a change. ये कहाँ पर डाला जा रहा है? Nucleus के अंदर. And once the nucleus is modified, it's going to be producing a different kind of protein which can be called as the therapeutic protein. That is, it can be used to treat a particular condition. Okay, now we come to this question. Question is being taken from the chapter, that is structure of the cell. The question is, under the electron microscope, you observe a cell with three different types of large organelles bounded by two membranes. The cell is most likely to be from option A, a plant, option B, an animal, option C, a fungus, and option D, a bacterium. I hope you have guessed this answer. It has to be a plant. Mitochondria, chloroplast, nucleus, these all are the very prominent cell organelles which are bounded by a double membrane, right? In case of animals, we do not have a chloroplast. Now we come to question number 4, taken from reproduction in the animals. Here it is. Which of the following is a key event, key and a main event in the evolution of vertebrates? So this particular question can also be asked in terms of another chapter, that is classification of animals. The options given are A, gut formation from the coelom, B, formation of the neural crest, C, organogenesis to produce organs, D, gastrulation following the cell cleavage. And the right answer for this is B, formation of a neural crest. Look on the screen. Neural crest. Now definitely few of you might be already aware of this, but let me explain it to you. Neural crest cells are a temporary group of cells which is only seen in the vertebrates, and these cells arise from the embryonic ectoderm. Ectoderm meaning the outermost layer. Okay, and this in turn is going to give rise to diversified cells like melanocytes, craniofacial cartilage, bone, some smooth muscles, peripheral and some enteric neurons, and the glial cells. Please remember the formation of the neural crest. Here you can see the neural plate and that forms the notochord. Now you all are aware that depending on the presence or the absence of the notochord, we basically classify the animals, right? So after gastrulation, पहली बात तो ये याद रखो, formation of the neural crest can be called as neurulation, and this is first induced in the region of this particular area, that is the neural plate border. And after the neural tube closes, here you can see this entire area is being closed and it forms a tube-like structure. Please look on the screen. Neural crest is going to delaminate, yani separate, okay, and the ectoderm migrates out during the periphery to form this particular epidermis. So this is during the process of gastrulation, and after gastrulation, neural crest cells are specified at the border of the plate and the non-neural ectoderm. So this is the importance of the same. Now we go to the next question that comes from the chapter Organisms and Environment. The question reads, a mycorrhiza is a mutualistic association between a fungus and a plant's roots. Which statement best characterizes this association? And your options are: A, the fungus provides nothing to the plant, but the plant provides food to the fungus. B, the fungus secretes toxins to kill the plant and the plant provides minerals to the fungus. C, the fungus provides minerals to the plant and the plant secretes toxins to kill the fungus. And D, the fungus provides minerals to the plant and the plant provides food to the fungus. And your right answer is D. Remember, mycorrhiza is nothing but the role of the fungus in the plant's rhizosphere, that is root system. Mycorrhizae have a very important role in nutrition of the plants, soil biology and so on. Mycorrhizal association में क्या क्या होता है? तो fungus and the plant का जो root है, root के tissues है that. So either it can be intracellular, यानी cells के अंदर, as in you might have heard of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, which are called as AMF, or at times extracellularly, that is outside the cell, as in ectomycorrhizal fungi. But this association is sometimes mutualistic. In particular species or in particular circumstances only, they may have a parasitic association. So look on the screen, here we have something to understand it. Mycorrhizae fungi are beneficial and form a symbiotic relationship with the plant roots. The fungi receives sugar from the root and in exchange it absorbs and sends the soil nutrients and water back to the plant. So when those nutrients and water are depleted, that is reduced, the fungi simply reaches further into the soil for more. So this is all I had planned up right now in the first session. Many more sessions to go, and yes, do like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get to know about many more MCQs which have been already in the process of being uploaded. And yes, I do definitely wait for your comments. Thank you.